Bienvenidos a la Strength Solutions Podcast. Estamos aquí en Apple and Spotify, and you can rate review us. Also, también in YouTube. No, you like that, right?
That's pretty good.
You can leave a comment down below, share, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our website is strengthsolutionspodcast.com. We have free blogs, guides, and programs for purchase. Check out our free events on there as well, and you can schedule a free assessment as well. Then our email is strengthsolutionspodcast@gmail.com. Future fitness questions, let us know on that email, Strength Solutions Podcast. On Strength Solutions Podcast for Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, I'm Strength Solutions Edwin.
I'm Strength Solutions Nathaniel.
Okay, we're all done with the podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
We're
good
done.
job, everybody.
Boop. Had my 40th birthday.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shoot.
How's it feel?
I feel like old man. You know what's crazy is your client asked me, she was like, what did she say exactly? She was like, oh, you feel like it's a lot harder or whatever?
Probably a lot of people have been asking you that, yeah.
But I was like, my first response to her was like, no, I'm way better in my right now than my 20s. I think people, you're physically a lot better. Don't get me wrong. Like you just could go through and eat shit all you want.
Right.
And you literally could like get hit and bounce back. Like remember we talked about that kid hitting the tree?
Oh yeah.
And then he's bounced back like the next day.
It's just normal.
Yep. I know my bounce back's not as good. I know physically I feel actually better because I take care of myself because I'm not drinking. I'm not pushing the load too heavy. I'm more calm in that from a physical perspective. I just can't do as much, right?
Yeah.
But 40 doesn't have to be a death sentence because my mental clarity is a lot better. And I think I mentioned that to her.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm not thinking, you know, when you're trying to get a girl, you're like, oh,
right.
does she like me? Does she
all
not
these
like me?
simple problems.
Oh my God. Or am I doing this right? It's like, look, if I fuck up, I fuck up. Like,
a
you
lot
get
of,
to a point like that.
Talking to like my older clients, I'll sometimes ask them like, what was their favorite decade of life? And a lot of them will say 40. That's like their favorite 10 years, I guess, because and I've talked to them too where
I don't
it's
know.
like
Sex gets better with age. So 50, 60, 70.
It's like they're more like financially stable. They're more, you know, like you said, you're not worrying about all this like silly stuff. You're not trying to like build a foundation anymore.
You're not trying to impress other kids.
Yeah, you've got everything kind of figured out. You're sort of in your own bubble, like working for your own, you know, whatever it is. And so I'm glad, man. I'm happy to be here with you.
Well, with that saying is, how does somebody who's 40, how should they lift?
That's a great question.
And
you don't
there's
do you shadow box in the gym.
You shadow box. Stretching the corner. No, but there's one client, he was like, you know, I just can't lift as often as I did before. And I would argue you could lift every day. It's just intensity wise, right? Now, I did mention back, I like lifting 3 to 4 days versus 7 days like I used to back then.
Yeah.
Right? I can't get away with as much joint pressure, joint force. I got to let my body relax a little bit more and stuff like that. But it's not a death sentence. It's strength training. That's why in your 20s and your 30s, it's very important to strength train to really build as much muscle as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're able to do more of it. Your hormones are more optimal at that time, typically. Unless you get hormone replacement, then you can get there. But it's very important. I told him my cardiovascular system is more important to me now. So spend 2 to 3 days, like do cardiovascular work and high intensity, you know, kind of change it. And I think that's the optimal thing. And then stretching every now and then while watching TV. You know, the other day I just got on the foam roller in our little entertainment room that we have and literally just sat there, foam rolled, stretched a little bit. Sounds annoying, but I was like, I felt way better afterwards. And you wouldn't catch me doing that in my 20s.
It's one of those things too, where it's like, why is it annoying? You know, is it because, you know, we're just not used to seeing people doing that? It should be a little bit more commonplace, you know? I have seen people like, man, I was watching a comedian one time and he was talking about how when he goes on vacation and stuff with like friend groups or whatever, he's like, God, I hate the person that's in the morning, like doing yoga, you know, who like wakes up early before everybody else and like starts doing yoga in the living room and stuff. It's funny because you're like, oh yeah, that person's annoying, but it's also like, why?
They're probably the smartest person.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? You know, like what's the big deal? And I don't know, maybe some people look at it and they're like, hey, you know, it's one of those like internal things where now they have to think about the fact that they're not doing that type of thing. So it's just annoying to them. But I think it is a smart thing to do. You do transition, right? And there's just different phases of your life where you can do things, or maybe where you're just more, like you said, prioritizing different stuff. Like, well, my cardiovascular system is a lot more important to me than it was in the past. Yeah. And it's like, even as I've gotten older,
not drinking alcohol, right?
Not drinking alcohol, and like,
but THC though.
THC, that's all good, or is it? But it's one of those things where you just have to make a decision, right, about your health and what's more important to you. Hey, can I keep pushing? Like you said, am I on TRT? Is that something that I can continue to do? Is it smart for me to continue to do this? Am I doing competitions? Or it's all of those things that you have to take into account for as you just get older and life changes.
No, life doesn't change.
It's always the same.
Well, that leads me to like what I really want to talk about is how unique lifting is at different parts of your life and for different skills and different things you want at the end of the day. But there are people who are like the functional pattern guy who pulls out like, is he deadlifting while like punching and stuff like that? But there is a thing of like tissue transfer, right? So people, you don't have to make it look exactly how you're lifting, but there will be a transfer to what you do overall if you build overall strength.
Yeah.
So I think too many times we get so focused on if I box or if I skate, I can only do these exercises. It doesn't work. It doesn't
I'm a
work
runner, right? So I only work out like a runner does,
Yes. I mean, I used to squat heavy when I ran, and it got me to run faster than someone I know who's been running for a long time. Why?
Yeah.
Because I developed full strength.
And probably more stability, more power. But then, there are times where it's like very specific. Like just right now, I was watching a guy on YouTube. Sorry, not on YouTube, on Instagram. I just started following him, but he does super weird, like unconventional exercises. And he was doing like what he was calling like an archer pull. So it's like he had like an easy curl bar essentially and had attached a resistance band to each end of it and was pulling through for like rear delt activation. And it's like, okay.
Like a bow and arrow?
Yeah, like a bow and arrow. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, but it's also one of those things where it's like, okay, if I'm an archer, does that mean that I only do these types of exercises?
And actually, you can throw your arching off because then you pull too far back. And you get too strong.
Because you're not at this right, like compound, right? Like pull, there's like a level of poundage as you're pulling through, and if you're not doing it the right way or whatever, all those types of things. But
the bow feels different than that exercise.
Oh yeah, it's gonna feel totally different. But it's like, okay, maybe an archer should be, they should be focusing more on back exercises, but they should be doing cable rows and lat pull downs and stability work, right, and breath technique and things like that. But they can also just do general exercising.
Yeah, I think also lifting unique is for an age. I have someone who's 70. I'm not going to have them do crazy burpees and box jumps. Like if any trainer tells you like there's only one way to lift or one way to do this, then they're probably wrong. Or for example, I think I have it on here. DeFranco went over this guy's video. He was right. I wouldn't have these kids PR, and it was coaching malpractice where he did a reverse lunge. Literally kids' knees like hitting the ground super hard.
Oh, God.
But it doesn't mean you can't PR on a reverse lunge and make that like a staple exercise for your programming because someone says that it's coaching malpractice. The coaching malpractice part is the inability to see that the kid has no control over that motion and the ability to like control it on the way back up without the knees caving in and total control of the movement. Where I think later in the video, he showed someone who did do a PR, who is an athlete, a professional athlete, but they were controlled. There's also a pad on the ground for the knee.
Just in case, right?
Just in case, like a spot. They go a little bit too more.
Yeah. I don't know. You take a look at all of our clients, right? And we've got a wide range of ages and conditions and situations and stuff. And it's like everybody's doing something very different, right? And then also some people are doing pretty general stuff. Like I have a lot of clients that are just being healthy, just trying to keep moving. And it's like, cool, we can do some pretty traditional working out, but even with those people, there's specific things that have to be paid attention to. I have a client right now who we pretty much only work on shoulder exercises, right? I will throw in a little bit of lower body just for general like strengthening and health and autonomy and independence and stuff. But like in terms of like coaching malpractice, right? It's like, okay, if I had this person, I was like, well, I mean, but we have to do a bench press, right? Like you're just supposed to. It's like, no.
Those are the rules of the fitness gods.
Yeah, someone made it up a long time ago and wrote it on the 10 Commandments, you know? It's like, but I have to pay attention, right? And be a good coach and say, okay, well, this person may never bench press, right? They may never bench press in a way that we kind of think about bench pressing, but I can get them to do some sort of variation or modification at some point that will continue to, you know, help them progress.
Do you think we will ever get in the fitness space where people will stop talking in absolutes?
I would hope so, but I'm going to say no. I think it's just been around for so long. I mean, you take a look at fitness from the past, you know, and it's like, oh, bodybuilding is the only way to do it. You know, that's the only way to go. I didn't even know powerlifting was like a thing, you know, and I guess unless you're like super niche, right, into the fitness world or whatever. But like you look at guys like Arnold or whatever at the time, and it was like, that's just how you do it. That's just how you get in shape, you know. Or it was, oh, I only do the little cardio videos, you know. I pop them in my VCR and that was it. You know, there was no other options or other things to do. I think that we've definitely gotten a lot better because now I do feel like people engage in a wider variety of things. But I mean, even to this day, you know, I still get questions about like, am I supposed to be doing it like this? Or since I'm this age, like I can't be doing those exercises, right? And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
well, what can you do?
Yeah, I don't know you.
I think a big part is just the human insecurity of like not being perfect and not being right.
Oh yeah, that's got to be like a big part of it. And I think that at some point, I guess you do end up falling into a camp sometimes, right? Because you're just like, well, I know I can do this thing
we were
good.
guilty of this.
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah, I think all of us have at some point, you know. And it's like, yeah, I think you just get stuck and you're like, well, I'm really good at doing this thing, so I'm just going to stick with this and not try anything else, you know? But now sometimes I just get into the gym and I'm just like, man, I'm going to do like this today, you know, and just do something completely off the rails of what I normally do. And it's like, I kind of look at it as like I'm always progressing, right? I'm always doing something that is progressing myself. It doesn't always mean that I'm like tracking my bench press progress all specifically, you know, through time, but it's like, oh, I did a windmill today. Awesome. Oh, I was able to walk for 45 minutes, you know, without stopping or whatever. And everybody's thing is different, right? And everybody's progress is going to look totally different than someone else's too.
I would also argue if somebody just does like random workouts, it's better than the guy who does bench press their whole life.
Oh, yeah.
And they do nothing but that because they're not taking care of the rest of their body, right?
Yeah. And we've seen it, right? We'll go to the gym and we'll see people and we're like, dude, this guy's probably benched every day for his entire life. You know?
Where's the legs?
Yeah. Yeah. Or you see that, or you just see that they have like a wild bench, right? And you're just like, yeah, but I only ever see it. Like, I don't know if you remember, I won't say like where or whatever, but there was someone that we knew who like would come to the gym and only do deadlift, like ever. That was all I ever saw this person do. And I thought it was so weird. I was like, oh, maybe it's like a phase of his program. You know, I don't know, maybe he's trying to get a really big deadlift or something like that. But I swear to God, I never saw this guy do another exercise. And then one day he came in and of course he was like, oh man, my back's all messed up because of deadlifting and blah, blah. And I'm like, well, bro, you deadlifted nonstop, super heavy every single day that I saw you for months. What did you think was going to happen? And your form wasn't fantastic either. But I don't know.
Well, we'll see. So one of our buddies posted this like body positivity Megan Trainor.
I saw it. Right? I did see it.
You know, I think we need to quit attacking body positivity and stuff like that in the sense of, I think at the time people wanted to feel good, but they knew that they wanted to be healthy at the same time. And I think GLP-1s have given a lot of people hope.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, a lot of fitness people are, I should say a lot. There's fitness people out there that are just like, you should just do it and get it done. You don't know what's going on in someone's brain, man. There is a client that I've had, prime example of someone who needs GLP-1s, who can eat steak, potatoes, rice, and overeat it.
Oh, shit.
And you know this person. And it's literally like their food can't stop. Their brain can't stop the food.
Okay.
And they're always fucking hungry.
Yeah.
And you have no clue when there's abundance of food around how that feels. I'm sort of like that myself.
Mhm.
It takes me a lot to get out of my head.
Yeah.
I fortunately have built a lot of little mechanisms of go for a walk. Let's go walking. Maybe I shouldn't lift today and just do cardio because cardio doesn't make me as hungry as lifting weights. I lift weights and I just want to eat.
Yeah.
Just like, and so I've learned these things over time. So this person was talking about Megan Trainor. She made her whole career off of all this stuff, and great, she did. Who cares? Look, she got herself healthy, which we should be celebrating, right? Or when Lizzo lost all that weight, or Adele, they got healthy.
I think we gotta, I guess, maybe define body positivity better. I think sometimes when we talk about body positivity, the initial thought comes up of like, I don't know, being happy that you're overweight,
400 pounds,
right? I think that's like what the idea becomes, and maybe there is a section of body positivity that is that, but I think also body positivity at its core is what it is. Body positivity. It's just being happy that you have a body and treating it right and trying not to hate yourself every day.
I think the key you just said was treating it right.
Right. Yeah.
You're exercising, you're eating as best as possible.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a 6-pack.
You're doing
You gotta
as much as you can.
And just enjoy your body.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that if suddenly this person, quote unquote, gets in shape, right, to whatever the standard is at whatever time, someone listens to this, it's like, I think that's okay. And it doesn't mean that everything they said in the past is now a lie, right? Or that everything they said, or now they hate overweight people or something like that. Now there are situations that are different, right? Because I don't know anything about Megan Trainor. We also don't know anything about these celebrities at all, right?
Yeah.
We don't.
I don't even know if she's actually healthy with it.
Who knows, right?
Who knows if she took an extreme amount of dosage for GLP-1s and
but
she lost all that weight.
Then there's situations like I think I remember hearing about like Lizzo's situation where she was like making fun of her like staff and stuff like that. And it's like, all right, okay, I think we can call this person out.
Yeah.
But there's other situations where I think in general, like if you know someone, right, who maybe was trying to be happy or treating themselves right, even when they were overweight or whatever, and then suddenly loses weight, like that's not a moment to call this person out and be like, oh, I thought you were happy being fat, like I don't think it was ever about that.
Fuck you, need a donut.
Yeah, like I don't think that's what this person was trying to get to. I think they just like maybe wanted to stop looking in the mirror and being sad every day. Like, and I think that's okay.
And part of that process as you're losing weight is looking at the mirror when you're not happy with your body and turning that into a positive.
Yeah.
So that way you can see and change the mindset in the future to allow you to lose that weight, right? And be a little bit happier with your body. And then this also goes to the extreme end of someone who's like super skinny, near anorexic, and they're not happy with their body. They're not happy with their body because their body is not doing things that they want it to do.
I don't know if you've seen any of the stuff about the new Wicked movie coming out.
I've seen the actresses. They look very, very like
gaunt, right? Maybe the term. Yeah. So this is a good example, right, of how it can even go extreme the other way, right? And being extremely unhealthy, being skinny, right? And I think a lot of people see that, right? Because I've seen the memes, right? And everybody's pointing out how they look and how it's scary and what the hell's going on and stuff. But it's like, I don't know. It's a interesting situation how this tends to happen in like the Hollywood sphere, where people like
it's extreme one way.
It's extreme one way or extreme the other way, man. And now they're not really promoting any sort of body positivity or saying anything. And I kind of feel like they're not even trying to bring attention to their bodies at all. But something is definitely weird. Yeah, it's like there's a major drastic change in the way that
it could be like a mental health.
Who knows? I don't know. Maybe the pressure of making the film or something. Who knows? Again, we literally have no clue what these people
I know everything.
Yeah. Or, what their life is like, or who knows? Who knows?
I just think when it comes to body positivity, we need to just focus on what can our body do. I think that's what would make us actually happier.
Yeah, I was looking at a post the other day of someone that I follow. She's a personal trainer, and aesthetically, this person would not be thought of as a personal trainer. You'd probably look at this person and think that they're a client. But she was talking about things that she's like achieved, quote unquote, without losing the weight. Right. And so she was talking about like just feeling comfortable wearing certain types of clothes, or, hitting a new deadlift PR, or, going out with friends and taking photos of themselves with their friends instead of like shying away from it. Right. And being like, no, don't take pictures of me, or things like that. And it's like, there's so many other things that we can do. And I think that's body positivity, right? Like, she's not glorifying her weight or glorifying or saying she's perfect or anything like that. She's just simply saying, I'm trying to like not hate myself and be more comfortable in my body. And this is what I achieved with that,
So there was also another trainer who promoted body positivity and like work out really hard and do this stuff. And it was about moms and stuff like that. And then she ends up getting like a surgery.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I just don't know how I feel about it. Like, I'm happy that makes you happy, but how can you promote something and you go kind of against it?
It's interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you were lying to yourself about being happy with your body kind of thing.
I don't know. Cause again, it's like, I don't know, maybe
it's like a 50-50 to me. It's
it is. Yeah. Cause I know exactly who you're talking about. And it's someone that we just kind of recently started following. And she addressed it, right? Like, I saw her like make a couple.
I like the way she addressed it.
Yeah. She made a couple posts and she was like, this is something that I did for me, right? To feel a certain way about myself. It's something that I kind of mulled over for a long time. And I knew I was going to lose people in the process.
I'm not a therapist, but when people say for me, do you really mean for you? Or does it, I want people to think out loud and for themselves too. Do you do things for yourself, or you do things subconsciously because of what you've been told in the past, what society has told you, and you think it's for you, but you've been tricked into thinking it's for you?
I could only imagine that in some way, no, that like we're all susceptible to that, right? Because I'm like,
no,
okay,
I'll never get influenced.
If again, I don't know, but if someone had ever told her in the past, like, oh, women don't look good when they have XYZ, right? It's just going to get stored in your brain somewhere, right? And whether or not she thinks about that every day or doesn't think about it at all or whatever, at some point someone has said this and it just unfortunately alters the way that you think, right? I was thinking about this the other day. This might be a tangent, but why is it so hard to forget things? It's really easy to remember things.
The only way to forget things is to reframe it.
It's to, perfect example, change your perspective.
Everybody who's told me about 40. I'm trying to reframe it for them. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
And everybody who's asked me, right, I've said the same thing. No, I feel better today than I did in my 20s. I felt better today than I did in my 20s. And they're shocked by my answer. It's because they have not yet reframed in their heads that 40 is not a death sentence physically. 40 is actually mentally great. And even when I age, say the same thing at 50. I'm going to say the same thing at 60. It's not a death sentence. I actually feel better today because I know have more control over my body. I know what I'm doing because I constantly move.
And that's like a huge thing because I feel like a lot of people, so again, sorry, another tangent, but I was watching Hoarders yesterday. And
that's what you were doing instead of working on strength solutions.
I was folding.
I can't set up the website stuff because I'm watching Hoarders.
I did set up the website. I was folding my clothes at night and I had Hoarders on TV. And
horrors or
hoarders. And
hors d'oeuvres.
At one point, the lady was talking about, like, the therapist that they had. She was like, this is an exercise in letting go. It's an exercise of letting go of things in the past that have like hurt you or whatever. And you have to be able to like reframe, like you said, aspects of it and give away control or not try to control every aspect of everything, right? Because that's what this people's issue is, like, at its core. And it made me wonder that, because I was like, why is it so hard to like, why can't we just delete things from our memory, right? Like, why can't I just say like, oh, that sucked, I don't want to remember that, delete. But it's really hard to like remember things, you know? But I think that you made a really good point that it's not, you know, inherently possible to just click a delete button. You have to reframe it. You have to change what happened because you can't change the past, right? And maybe that's why we can't just delete shit.
So when people are going through a fitness journey, they have to reframe things they say about their body and reframe like what they envision themselves as.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to like, it's like a fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Yeah.
You kind of got to do those concepts and ideas. Of like, this is what it is. I mean, I literally had a client talk to me. They were like, they're a little younger. They're like, when I get older, and let's say I met a guy and like my husband died or whatever, you think he's going to look at my body like as ew? And I was like, girl, you have like a girl brain.
Yeah.
Guys thinking, oh, I'm going to get some. Like guy frames
at a very
right?
primitive level. Yeah.
There's like, you just frame it like, yes, guys, like typically male brain, when you read the book, a younger woman physically, but it doesn't matter mentally for him. Like,
yeah.
and
I also
you got to
think
reframe things over time too.
Yeah. I think, like you said, girl brain, right? It's also like, you got to understand that, I don't know. I would almost challenge the same question to them and be like, okay, well, if you look at some 50-year-old guy, are you going to go ew? You know, are you going to say like, no, I don't want to have it?
Well, in their brains, they travel with their age group within a 5 to 10 year gap, right? In their brains.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like these older women, when an older man goes with the younger 20-year-old, Bill Belichick, right? They're like, ew, disgusting. But in the man's brain, that's totally natural. Right
yeah.
now, I'm saying, not gonna sit here and say 15's a woman like
they
Fox
want
News
us to
did.
believe.
Yeah. No. But like a guy's gonna find a fertile.
I don't know.
person.
I also think to myself too, and I'm like, okay, if you're an older woman and a younger man approaches you, are you really gonna be like, no?
I mean, that's starting to happen now, right? Because women have access to money, they can be the provider, protector. They can take the
sugar.
What do you call that? Dang, what's that role? Like
a masculine role?
Masculine role.
Okay.
Like something like that. And they could take that role and have someone who's submissive to them, and they may enjoy it as a woman.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I think that sometimes we get
stop questioning people's lives, right?
And like getting stuck in our own kind of heads, you know, and just like think a little more outside of the box, or like what, you know, I don't know. Not everything is the way exactly how you think it's going to go.
Yeah. And thoughts are not actions either, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like I've had someone who's 70 years old at the gym. Oh, she's hot or whatever. And this is a young 20-year-old. But thoughts are not actions. He could think that, but he's not going to act upon it.
Right.
So like that too is accusing people for thoughts.
Yeah, because think of all the thoughts that you have throughout the day, right? Like just sit and think about all the crazy shit that you think about. It's like, okay.
I've thought about like, what if I chop off my arm? Like,
or your manager really pisses you off and you're like, oh man, I don't know, pop their tire or something like that. It's like, okay.
But you did that though.
It's like,
sorry, James.
Dude, that's a throwback, man. It's like, you know, okay, should this person be arrested for that? Like, I don't think so. You know?
No, it's just
premeditated,
you know,
car popping.
All these things. I was telling her to read the men's Reddit.
Oh yeah,
because you know, I like reading.
That's actually a good point.
I like reading the women's Reddit because it makes me like, oh, this is what they're actually thinking. What's going on. So, if you want to learn at women, go to women's Reddit.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh shit, this shit's complicated. But then you'll ask men, women will ask men on the men's Reddit,
and they're like, you're thinking about.
I'm gonna give you a simple example. When I saw this other one, and he was like, why do men like buy prostitution? You know, and she like gave all these things, and every man underneath said, I'm either horny or lonely. And that is as simple. They're like, are you looking for like a relationship? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's like stop.
I just want this and this. And that's usually every time a woman is on Reddit, it's just like, here are the answers. And every guy underneath, it's pretty similar to the, but in the women's, it's like everywhere.
And I think that it's hard to understand too, right? Like with fitness, right? It's hard to be like, well, how do I get big legs? You just squat pretty consistently. And they're like, no, like they can't be. A little bit of
genetics. I'm not
right.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's differences, right? But it's like, oh, like how could it be that simple? It can't be. You know, there's no way. And it's like, but it is.
Deadlift,
you just gotta accept it.
Lunch, squat,
go start. You know,
up.
and figure it out. You know, and I think with guys it's hard because they're like, how though? When I think 8,000 things, how could it just be one simple answer? You know, it's like.
I'm trying to think of like if this ever happened to me and a man is like talking to me. It's like, no, I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah, dude, all the time, you know, like I think about it all the time where I'm like, oh, you know, what's going on? Or explain to me why you thought, you know, that this was something to do or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I had 5 minutes to get it done, so I just did it that way. Like, you know, and it's like, I didn't think.
Why did you cut your steak like this versus turning it over like this?
Okay, here's a silly example. I got one. The other day, Camille and I were watching TV, and I was like, I want to watch Toy Story. And she was like, why? And I was like, I just want to watch Toy Story. And she was like, but why? Like, why of all movies do you want to watch Toy Story? And I was like, I don't know. It's simple and it's funny. And I just want to watch it right now. And she was like, oh, okay. You know, and I was like, why did you have to know that? Like, I was like, why can't I just want to watch Toy Story?
Oh, I get it. Like, I mean, it's like, why do you like watching the same show? I don't want to think. I already know the jokes.
Yeah.
If I step away, I'm like,
I'm not. Yeah. And I was like, it's funny. It's simple. Like, yeah, like I already know the jokes.
There's a show right now I'm watching because it's so simple.
Yeah.
It's called Mom.
A Mom?
On Netflix.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what show that is. Does it have
it's 8 seasons.
Does it have Julia Louis-Dreyfus in it?
It has Anna Faris.
Okay, that's who it is. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just want to watch fucking
It's
Woody.
funny, stupid.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, okay. Dude, it's not that deep, man.
Okay. It's not that deep. Not as deep as parents going no contact with their kids or the kids going no contact with their parents.
Oh, here we
So
go.
Oprah did this whole big thing.
I saw.
And I was thinking, like, this has happened for a long time.
Mm.
The only reason is social media is making it bigger, right? And two, it probably is happening at a higher rate because today's kids and young adults, I shouldn't say kids because they're actually adults, they care more about their peace than pleasing their parents.
Yeah.
And they're tired of seeing the world worse, purchasing power,
Right.
and then not getting anything out of it.
I think, another aspect you kind of like threw in a financial aspect too, but it's like, I think in the past, children had to be more submissive to parents because they had something to offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it was like a business they were inheriting or money or a house or something like that. And unfortunately, like times have changed and now like parents, a lot of the ones I know at least, like there's nothing that they have to offer, outside of like being a parent. Right. And it's like, okay, if they're not good at that one thing, right, being a parent, then why am I going to stick around and like be submissive to this individual when I get nothing, of substance from it, whether it's emotional, financial, anything. Right. And I think people are more willing to step away and be like, well, I'm not going to get anything anyway. If I stick around here, I'm just going to go do my own thing then.
Yeah. And parents got to realize there's different stages of parenting. I think that's a big part too. So like the very beginning, you're like very hands-on and stuff like that. Then you look at kind of back off a little bit more, but you're still guiding your kid. Teenage years, you're still guiding, but like from afar. But there becomes a point where you just need to listen. Like when my wife talks to me, I just need to listen. I don't need to give her the answer. You need to just listen.
Yeah, shut the
and
hell
that's
up.
the same thing you need to do with your kids and accept. Kind of like what we talked about earlier, we're not going to mention on here, but like, why would you be mad at me? I'm 40. Like,
Yeah.
And it's because I think in the past too, parents didn't have to develop relationship skills with their kids. What they developed was a dictator.
Yes.
Personality of, I tell you what to do, you listen
You do
to
it, and that's it.
This is the first time where kids, young adults, have freedom and they can make the decision. Like, you shouldn't tell them who they marry. You shouldn't tell them if they're happy, you should step back, right? Like that's a whole building relationship thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Building relationship is super important. Like, we both have kids and I'm thinking about my daughter and stuff like that. Like sometimes she'll tell me about things at school and I'm just like, God, like this is so stupid. Or like you could have made a better decision or like, like you're complaining about the teacher, but clearly there's a reason why this is happening. And it's just like, Jesus, she doesn't want me to say anything. And also me saying anything probably isn't going to change a whole lot, like, because also I think about being a kid also, right? And I'm like, at my age, I knew what was going on, like I knew I messed up by not doing my homework or I knew blah, blah, like, and then if my parents come in and they're just like, rah, like, what's wrong with you? What did you do? It just makes me be like,
Just get away.
I don't want to do it anyway. Fuck it. Now I don't want to do it even more.
And, but I think a big part is like having a relationship with your kids where they tell you everything they want to tell you.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't have that relationship with my parents. I'm not saying my parents were bad people at all. I
No.
talked to them a lot today.
It's just different.
I mean, you saw my dad.
Great guy, man.
Great guy.
I love that guy.
And
What is your dad's name?
Edwin.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't say that.
I don't think so.
And, you know,
Let's call him Mr. Sir.
There is things I would never have told my parents.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And my kids tell me like outright.
Yeah. Like you guys made a joke at the party and you were like, man, if you all only knew half the stuff that our brothers did. Right. And that's so funny, man. Cause I was having a conversation with my daughter the other day and we were talking about like parents and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I never wanted to tell my parents anything because I was always like, if I tell them, I'm just going to get in trouble. Whether it's my fault, whether it isn't, like they're just going to be mad that they have to like deal with something. Right. And I was like, and I never wanted to tell them anything. And I don't want you to feel that way. You know, I don't want you to feel like, oh, if you come and tell me something, even if it's something totally stupid and you did something wrong, just come tell me anyway, you know, because I'd rather know so I can help you fix it after I probably get mad at you for a little bit, you know.
Dude, I literally have gotten to the point where I'll give you two different scenarios. The first one is my daughter walked to Walmart without telling us.
Oh my
with some
God.
friends, and it's like a mile and a half away.
Yeah, it's pretty far away.
Yeah, and I was like pissed inside, but we sat down and talked about it. We treated her like a adult, kind of, and
as much as you could.
She hasn't done it since.
Yeah,
right. But I've already had conversations with my kids. Are like, well, what if I go to a party or whatever? La, la, like, can I call you? And I was like, you could call me in college, and let's say you're in Dallas. I would fly to Dallas, pick you up if there was something wrong. Like I'm already developing. I was like, for you and your mother, I already have like my phone on ringer. Like y'all can wake me up whenever, just for y'all. Like, and I want them to feel safe enough where
you're building
they're
that
in an
foundation
uncomfortable situation. They know they could come to me and get out.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, I mean, there was a lot of uncomfortable situations I was in as a kid, and I was just like, I guess I just got to figure it out, you know.
I didn't want to tell my parents that Amanda was pregnant.
Yeah, me either. You know, and now that's like maybe a little bit different situation, but it was one of those things where I was like, oh my God, like I'm just gonna get fucking ripped to shreds, you know, like, and you know, I kind of did, kind of didn't, you know, I probably deserved it. Maybe didn't.
But you shouldn't deserve it. It should be more of a talk at that age, right?
Yeah.
It should be, okay, you made this mistake. How can we make sure your child grows up and be better than what you were? And then also, how does a child feel safe underneath us?
I will say one of my parents had a pretty good conversation with me. My other parent did not. And I was just like,
I got to know the answer off this.
And it's one of those things where, yeah, you sit there and you're just like, why did I even say anything? You know, like now I just feel worse. I don't feel supported. And what was the point of any of this, you know? But yeah, like it's like for my kids now, I don't want that to happen. You know, I don't want them to have the same sort of feelings I had about my parents, you know, growing up and stuff. So
yeah, I think the safer environment you have for your kids, the more you'll actually know, the more they'll invite you in their lives. It's just like people who are trying to get rid of education and they're like, you don't got to go to college. The reason why wealthy people still send their kids to college because it gives them an experience. Also, I've noticed in like Ivy League schools and stuff, there's a lot of classes like on the philosophy that they force you to take because it makes you think outside the box.
It makes you, because they don't have those experiences organically.
And so it's just one of those things that I really think that education, having a safe place to be, will change every dynamic in the country. It means people will work out more.
Yep.
People will take care of their health better. People will be less crazy, quote unquote, and
people
extreme.
Will understand each other more.
Talk to each other. Yeah. And I think what's happening is just there's no safe space and there's no love. And I think that's a big part of it.
Agreed.
All right, let's go to the studies. Did you read the studies about microplastics? Microplastics, tiny particles now found in food, water, and air, even human tissues, may directly accelerate artery clogging disease. They call it ACD, artery clogging disease. And new research shows that the danger may be far greater for males in mice. Environmentally realistic doses to the microplastics dramatically worsen plaque buildup, alerted by key vascular cells, and activated harmful genes linked to inflammation and atherosclerosis. All without changing in weight or cholesterol. So without change in weight or cholesterol.
Yeah.
They're finding that there's still with microplastics.
Did you hear that a new one just got approved?
Oh, we want to make America healthy again by putting microplastics in. Did you see that?
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's fantastic.
That's wild that you have claimed to be all natural in this organization and still fuck over people.
It's wild, dude. Yeah. And I mean, like at this point, it's one of those things where I don't even know really. We talked about this in past podcasts. It's like, I don't even know what to do in terms of like avoiding it, you know, like you can't, it almost feels impossible at this point.
At this point, it needs to be kind of like mandated that they use glass.
I guess it's sort of like, it kind of takes me back to like in like the boomer generation where everything was made with like asbestos and lead, you know, and then they just like made a big thing and it was like, all right, we can't use this shit anymore because people are dying. Right.
Well, Gatorade's better now because of it, right?
Yeah. But it's like, maybe that needs to happen here, right? Like we need to get rid of whatever these chemicals are or no plastics anymore or something like that, like, which would be insane because fucking everything's made out of plastic.
Like, it's going to be one of those things like it can't come from businesses. It has to come from the government and people.
Yeah.
And because businesses are going to save costs at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But how can we make glass efficient? And how can we make, you know, aluminum and all these other metals that we use cans and
it's like we already
how do we make recycling more efficient?
Yeah, that too. Because I know that, like, I try and recycle, but it doesn't even matter. But it's like, I know for a fact that like 90% of the shit that you recycle, like, doesn't get used or can't be used because it's not processed properly or whatever. It's like, I don't know. It feels
there's got to be a way. Like, we got to figure out something like that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of plastics and they're not going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah. Even if we do get rid of them,
I'm just going to never decompose. My receipts.
Yeah. They should just make them edible. Yeah. It's just.
Well, it saved me some money on food.
Prints out, not just.
All right. Last study: global surge in ultra-processed foods sparks urgent health warning. Ultra-processed foods are rapidly becoming global dietary staple, and new research links them to worsening health outcomes around the world. Scientists say only bold, coordinated policy, which I just talked about, actions can control or can counter corporate influence and shit food systems towards healthier options. I can't believe that was on the article. Shit foods.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's funny. It reminds me of the guy who just got elected in New York. What is his name? Yeah. I don't know if you saw. He hired this person who's been like an advocate for like, I don't know, hating cars as the like infrastructure and traffic director of New York, because obviously if this person doesn't like cars, they're going to try and figure out a way that's going to make it the most efficient, right? To try and get rid of as many or improve public transport or something like that. And it's like, I kind of feel like that's sort of the way to go. We should be trying to find or like getting people who are trying to. The
problem is when 90% of the population want this and the 10% that own everything don't want it because they're making money off of it.
Right. Yeah. Because it's
whether
like,
you're sick.
Yeah. Because, you know, like boiling it down, it's like, okay, well, if we have more efficient roads, that means people have to buy.
Before you call me communist, I don't want that like in every aspect.
Yeah. But it's like you take a place like New York, right? And you're like, okay, they clearly have an issue with vehicles, right? This needs to be fixed. And so you hire someone who doesn't like cars, right? And has, you know, advocated for less vehicles and better environment and public transport and stuff. And it's like, kind of makes sense. That's a good idea. And it's like, okay, we need someone on some board somewhere, director in the government to like, you know, who hates ultra processed foods, you know,
good leader.
Yeah. And it's like, I think just right now we don't have like the,
RFK was supposed to be that guy.
But
now he's letting plastics with the administration.
But he got rid of the dyes, right? And it's like, you know, I don't know. It's like
he's getting rid of something that's not as big of an issue as other things.
I just don't think we have the staff currently to make this happen. But maybe in the future, who knows?
I don't know, man. Corporations have a lot.
Yeah, they do.
All right, guys, if you like what we're doing, we're on Apple and Spotify. You can rate and review us. Check us out on YouTube. Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe. Our website is Strength Solutions Podcast. We have free blogs, guides, and programs for purchase. Also, check out our free events. And get a free assessment. Then our email is strengthsolutionspodcast.com@gmail.com. For emails, feature fitness questions, Strength Solutions Podcast, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I'm Strength Solutions Edwin.
I'm Strength Solutions Nathaniel.
Deuces.
See ya.
Kata.